So, good morning once again, students, dear students and my colleagues. I want to take this opportunity to appreciate that we are all able to join this session. And before we get started with the orientation program, I would request that one of us leads us in a word of prayer so that we commit our orientation unto the Lord. Any volunteers, please?
Let's believe and pray. God, we thank you for today, for your goodness and your mercies. Thank you for another day you have given unto us, even as we attend this last part of the orientation to listen to the VC speech. We pray that God, may you give us an understanding. Thank you for all the support staff who have been beneficial to us. And thank you for all the students and everyone who has been able to participate through the orientation. Even as we join this session, be with us to the end. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Thank you very much for that word of prayer. I want to once again welcome you to this session, a very important session of our orientation. And I want to appreciate that we have all been, we have all had an opportunity to take part in the various sessions of the orientation. So this has been an exercise that has been running for 2 weeks. We started off with registration, student registration, then we went on to online enrollment and course registrations. We were introduced to virtual learning environment. We were also trained on students. We had training of students on digital skills for online learning. We had an opportunity to interact with the librarian who took us through the e-library orientation. And so now we should be comfortable with access to library material and any other resource materials that we may need from the library. We also had breakout sessions where we met our deans and chairmen of departments, various departments. And in those sessions, we were able to get the program outlines, the expectations from the faculty as we undertake our courses. So today, our orientation should be about receiving the Vice Chancellor's address, as he, being the person in charge of the institution, gets to address us and welcome the new students on board the Open University of Kenya. So at this juncture, I want to state that we are holding on for the DVC, Academic Affairs, who will be ushering in the Vice Chancellor shortly. But as we wait, maybe we could also just interact with the very important members of staff. We have here the director, ICT, we have the deans, and we have the chairman of department. Let us listen to what ICT has for us.
Currently, I'm a student at the Open University of Kenya, taking degree in technology education, specializing on PMT, power mechanics. I had done diploma in mechanical engineering. The only relatable course at the moment at Open University for me was that, technology education, specializing on mechanical engineering, PMT. I opted for Open University due to its flexibility, because I can study at the same time I'm at the workplace.
My name is Lobei Lokoda Francis. I am currently a student at Open University of Kenya, but at the same time, head teacher at Kalemoro Comprehensive School. There are a number of factors that actually motivated me to join the Open University of Kenya and pursue my course of cybersecurity. It is very affordable that any person can actually manage. I checked at the requirements for admission at the university, and I really found them to be very flexible. For example, this university considered prior learning as one of the requirements. So that is another factor that actually motivated me to enroll at the Open University of Kenya.
CPU stands for Central Processing Unit.
At the school level, I work on my duties as a head teacher during the day. Then after 4 to around 8, I concentrate on my university work. When I'm at home, I usually buy bundles. At the school level, we have government-connected internet. So the government-connected internet has also helped me greatly in accessing the university online resources. Open University of Kenya is of great benefit.
My name is Evelyn Babu. I'm a principal research scientist. I am doing a postgraduate diploma in leadership and accountability. The reason why I chose Open University is because I saw a course that was aligned to my career, and for one to be a leader, you must have a background in leadership. And when I saw this course in leadership and accountability, I did not think twice. To me, it's perfect. To my peers, we've been having discussions. Of course, we're in WhatsApp groups with our peers, classmates, friends, teachers, lecturers. We're in the WhatsApp group and the communication is perfect. The open learning is well integrated. Our teachers are also our mentors.
My names are George Kaingusanga. I'm one of the pioneering students at the Open University of Kenya, doing Bachelor Science in Cybersecurity and Digital Forensic. Apart from being a student, I'm also a staff at the Pwani University under the ICT department, being an IT specialist. Open University have elevated from the traditional distance learning to open learning. So this brings inclusivity, this brings flexibility. For you to offer quality education, technology has to play a role. And the way OUK have embraced technology in delivering content to their students, I think it's very, very key to their success. Last semester, we adopted both the synchronized learning model and the asynchronized learning model. So even if I didn't manage to join the class, the synchronized class, I'm able to go to the ERP or the learning platform and be able to catch up with my colleagues.
Open University of Kenya, where prosperity meets inclusion. Enroll today and embark on your journey to success.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ongaro. We have seen what the Open University is about and heard of the testimonies of those who have been with us and how they're doing out there. At this point, I would want us to maybe have a brief session where we could then just have a round of introduction by the deans and the chairmen of departments for those who are not able to join in the sessions where we had the engagement with these people, so that you get to know who they are and so that as you travel this journey of your courses, then you know who to go to for what. So if we may start with the director ICT, this is a very key person. Please just introduce yourself. Let the students get to know you. Dr. Ongaro. Okay, let's move to Beth. Can you hear me?
So active learners.
Yes, you're audible. You're audible.
Those who are
Deans. There are some students who may not be knowing you. Just show your face and let them get to know who you are.
Okay, good morning. Good morning, everyone, and good to have all of you on board. This is Dr. Chen Sang. I'm Dean School of Business and Economics. It's exciting that today all of us are here. A very warm welcome to each one of you, the undergraduates and the postgraduate learners who are joining us, and it gives us a lot of pleasure to welcome you and to really inform you that you have made the right choice by choosing the Open University of Kenya. This is where digital space makes a lot of meaning. It really doesn't matter where you're joining us from to learn. Even the very remotest area, you will be able to access the necessary education. So for those of you who will be joining the School of Business and Economics, I want to highly welcome you. We have lecturers with wealth of experience and expertise to really deepen your understanding in respect to putting meaning to business and the many ideas that I know you'll be having. So for you and even the rest of the students, you'll make the university for now and for a short while and your academic home. So we welcome all of you. We are excited to have you on board. We are committed to nurture you as leaders, innovators, and knowledge reservoirs, analytic individual with, people who can go to the world and make great impact. We will be aiming to build your capacity for critical thinking, emotional intelligence. We have on board short courses that can, make you become a real critical thinker, someone who is balanced emotionally. So we are excited to have you on board. The undergraduate and the postgraduate programs are well designed. They have the rigor that it deserves. with practical relevance in mind. So we'll engage with our scholars, with the industry, with collaboration. It will be beyond classroom. It will not just be classroom. So to our graduate students, you're welcome. I mean, the undergraduate and the postgraduate students feel welcome. Make sure you be shouting when necessary. You have seen what the director ICT has shared with us this morning. So don't be left behind. Make sure you join many spaces where you can showcase what you can do as a person. We are in a world that is moving very fast and we really need to make things different. So once again, I want to welcome all of you to the Open University of Kenya. We want the world to know that we are there to make a difference in Kenya and beyond Kenya. So I'm excited as the Dean, School of Business and Economics. I'm a certified public accountant of Kenya, and I hold a PhD in business management. I'm a strategist. I love leadership training and strategic management, plus even entrepreneurship. So this is the place we'll be coining ideas and making them be realized. Welcome once again, and let's enjoy the moment that we have now. Let's make it fruitful. Let it be a fulfilling academic journey for all of us. Thank you, and God bless you.
This is Professor Wambua, Dean, School of Education. I take this opportunity to welcome all of you to this great university. It's a university on the cutting edge. The School of Education has very innovative programs: Bachelor of Technology Education, Master's Learning Design, Postgraduate Diploma in Learning and Design. We have 6 professors in this school who will be your mentors, and we are committed to developing new capacities to compete favorably on the global arena. Feel welcome and look forward for great and wonderful experiences. Thank you.
Hello and good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Beth Kerato. Currently, I'm the acting dean, School of Science and Technology. Once again, I would like to invite you to the Open University of Kenya, to welcome you to the Open University of Kenya. And we promise that we shall meet your expectations by offering you quality services and giving you a wonderful learning experience at OUK. And like colleagues indicated, OUK will give you an opportunity even to build new networks and collaborations that will lead towards advancing your career and also towards taking the lead in innovations as far as finding solutions to real-world existing problems are concerned. So once again, welcome to Open University of Kenya, and more so the School of Science and Technology. We look forward to interacting with you more during our facilitated live sessions and other engagements at the university. Thank you and karibu.
Thank you very much, Deans. Our students, that the lot of very important people that we all need to know because we will make reference to them many times as we undertake our various courses in the various schools that we are in. Shortly, the Vice Chancellor will be joining us to give us his address, his first address of this cohort of students as we look forward to start our learning next week. Otherwise, I would want to draw to your attention that there are issues that we have already looked at in the course of our orientation, the issues of registration, the virtual learning environment, enrollment, and how to apply digital skills in learning, how to access our library services. Those are things that we have already looked at in the course of last week and part of this week. And so even as the Vice Chancellor gives his address, and you may have questions to ask him, I would want to draw it to your attention that these are issues that will be addressed by the ICT team later on. Otherwise, the Vice Chancellor will indeed give you an opportunity to ask questions that you may have. And I would appreciate if we left out questions around these areas of the orientation, because those are areas that will be dealt with by different persons who we now are aware about. I can see the Vice Chancellor has already joined. And so without wasting much time, I would want to welcome you, Professor Omwenga, so that we get your address to the students. Thank you.
I will be in 5 minutes. Let me just conclude. And 5 minutes. Or you continue in 5 minutes.
Okay, let us give him about 5 minutes so that he's moving in from a meeting into this one. So let us allow him 5 minutes before he can begin his address. Otherwise, I really wish to welcome you once again to OUK and to assure you that for the period that you will be with us, you will have an exciting experience, different from what you probably have had in your other levels of study, because we are unique in every sense of the word. We are flexible enough to take care of our various availability needs. And so we will cater for each of our students in a very special way. So let's hold on for the VC's address. Thank you.
Careful approach. 16 miles south of the airport, the pilots begin to configure the aircraft for landing. Right.
Hello? You can hear me?
Yes,
Gladys, you can hear
Prof.
me? Am I
Yes, Prof,
audible?
we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you clear. Yeah.
You can hear me now? Am I clear?
Very clear, Prof.
Very well. Thank you. Over to you.
So our dear students, the Vice Chancellor is now here with us. I'm sure we have all been really looking forward to hearing from him. And so, Professor, I want to welcome you to this orientation session so that being the person in charge of the institution and who ensures that the students get what they are looking for in their studies, I want to welcome you to this session so that you can address them and give them the assurance that they will indeed have a wonderful time and good quality of the kind of education that they are looking for. So welcome, Prof, to this orientation session.
Thank you, Banis. Let me take the opportunity to say how happy I am to join with you today, this hallowed moment, to welcome our new enrolled students into the university. The university proud when we receive new students, and in a short while I will be going back to continue with the meeting that is going on. We have council who are the managers or the governors of this university, and the meeting is going on. That's where I was. I've just come from there, excused myself to come and have this session with you. My colleagues, Professor Mulando and Professor Chepken, are also attending the same meeting, and I've asked that they continue with that meeting as I make my address to you. Other colleagues also, the finance officer and the registrar administration, they're also attending the same meeting. And as I was leaving, I told the chair that I'm coming to address students, and he graciously allowed me to leave the meeting in order to attend to this very important matter. They asked me to say hi to all of you. So hi, our dear students and the OUK fraternity. Good afternoon, good morning. We're 4 minutes shy of the hour for the next afternoon. I want to, on the onset, before maybe I give remarks which I've prepared for this moment, just give an overview of the university. Perhaps that has already been done, but I'm just going to reiterate key points which are important to new students like you. The university was chartered on the 3rd of August 2023. Being given a charter means we are now a fully fledged university that can offer programs and carry out the mandate as stipulated in the laws of this country. And we are chartered under Section 24(1)(b) of the Universities Act, which indicates that there should be an open university, and this open university will be serving strategic interests of the government. And the strategic interests of the government now is to provide a flexible education. What do I mean by flexible education? I'll expound it in 5 key points. The first is to expand access so that those who need to have higher education, or for that matter, certain qualifications, skills being retooled, and new knowledge to help you do better in your workplace, you have that opportunity now through that very important component in that first strategic plan, access. The second important strategic interest that the government has for the Open University is the element of flexibility, because you can provide access through technology, through the LMS that we are using right now. But if we are flexible in terms of admission and retention of the students, then we lose out the bigger picture. So we are a flexible university to the extent that we allow you to enroll based on what you're able to afford and continuously add until the fees that we charge is fully accomplished. So we are not only an accessible university using technology of the highest quality that we have put together, but also we are a flexible university in terms of the programs that we are offering, the time that you come in and leave, and also the period that you're able to take for the various programs. That flexibility also comes in respect to admission criteria. You've also been perhaps introduced to our flexible admission criteria, which recognizes the traditional C+ as the minimum grade, but also the recognition of prior learning. If you've done short courses, you've got experience in your area of interest, that is taken into consideration as we admit you, our students. So we are asking you to give that message to your friends, your relatives, and others who may want to join the Open University. The third important component of these strategic interests is that of inclusivity. The university provides learning through accessible models, through a flexible model, but also in a very inclusive approach. That recognition of prior learning and other things that talk to the concept of flexibility are infused into our model of offering courses. So we encourage you to tell the story about our model of inclusivity. We know there are others who are challenged in terms of physical aspects of their bodies. We offer support through various technologies that we are putting together now and even into the future. The fourth important component of that strategic interest is the concept of affordability. The university fees is affordable and offers you a very flexible model of paying that fees. It's about 100,000 Kenya shillings per year, and which is about 1/3 of the normal university fees that the brick and mortar traditional universities are charging. And this fees is broken down into quarters and even further into half quarters for those who want to pay just 10,000 to get enrolled, and then top up until the fees is accomplished for the year. So we are a very affordable university and very listening to the needs of you, our learners. But we caution you that ensure that the fees is fully paid before you graduate or before the end of the 4 years or whatever number of years you are enrolling in the various programs. So we are flexible, yes. We are affordable, yes. But we also ask you to do a bit of the bargain. The bit of the bargain is to pay your fees and also attend to the various options that are there for learning, right from going through the courseware, doing the exercises, attending any lectures which may be provided so that you are able to pick up very quickly. And I'm sure you've also been told as part of the flexible model of instruction, we offer lectures which are recorded and you can access these lectures at on free time when you have the time. So the 5 core principles which make the university a strategic interest include, as I'm going to repeat again, the concept of access, the concept of affordability, the concept of inclusivity, the concept of flexibility, and more importantly, the last is that of quality. We ensure that the university's offerings are of the highest quality. We do not take quality for granted at all, and hence our examination processes are proctored to the extent that we don't take chances for those who might be doing a little bit of mischief. And you have to take your responsibility by doing your exercises, doing your assignments, and ensuring that the authentic assessment that we provide is addressed on time. We allow students to take leave for a while and come back. We don't encourage that because, as the saying goes, you hit a rock while it is hot. So you hit the rock right now when you're into this program. So please stay in until you finish your program. So do not at any one point try to take the cheaper option, the flexible option, which is that yes, you can for circumstances which force you to. For example, you are going out of the country for a certain period of time, and it will be having a very intensive program out there out in the country. During the period of travel and all the other issues, during that traveling period, if you're having 2-3 days travel, you can take that short leave from the course. But then 3 days later, join. That's a flexible model that you're talking about, because you have the university with you. University Mukono nasema. Wherever you are, you have the university. Whatever you're doing, you have university. And that's why we are a fully online, fully available university. Another example where you can take short leave is if you're unwell. If you're unwell and you're perhaps hospitalized, you can take a short leave, but you don't have to worry about even informing us. You just give an email that you will not be able to attend to your content for a period of, say, a week or so because you are indisposed. When you come back, you continue from where you left. That is the flexibility that we are offering. Another third example, if you are in a new environment, a job that you don't have time, you can take short leave for a few days as you assemble your technology together, as you get acclimatized with the new environment, and then you continue with that. A fourth one and the last one, if you find that perhaps you don't have the finances required, then you can take a few days off, you look for the money and you continue. But we don't stop you. We don't stop you even if you don't have the money to pay for your fees. We allow you to continue as you continue looking for the money to accomplish your requirements as a student. So a flexible university, inclusive, accessible, affordable, and high quality. With those introductory remarks about the university, I had a small speech that I wanted to provide. And Banis and team, if you allow me, I will paraphrase my remarks because I think most of this has already been covered. I want to recognize the colleagues who are on this particular platform, both the administrative and academic staff. Please feel most welcome as you join me in welcoming our students. I also want to recognize the distinguished students who are joined here with us today, and also the rest of the others who are either students or staff who could be just observers and gain access. We welcome you. It is great to welcome you, our dear students, and today is marking the beginning of a transformative journey that is going to define your future. It's a journey that is very promising. It's got the necessary potential that can grow you to limits that you can't imagine right now. So whether you are a student enrolling for the first time, or a member of our faculty who is enrolling into our programs, we want to welcome you as the pioneers of this institution. You are redefining the landscape of higher education in this country and across the continent. And therefore, the Open University is welcoming you in a very special way. We are committed to delivering quality, accessible, inclusive, and affordable, which is the things which I've just mentioned, affordable and flexible education, because those are the key strategic areas that make the university unique, as Banis mentioned earlier on. As our tradition during these orientation sessions, allow me to briefly share the background of the university, which I've already done, but I just want to mention one or two things. We are fully online, yes. We are located at Konza Technopolis, about 70 kilometers along the Mombasa-Nairobi road. And it is an innovative hub that we are here at the Konza Technopolis, a perfect environment to host our robust digital infrastructure. And I welcome you to visit the university whenever and wherever you have an opportunity. Come and share your thoughts with us, see where the university is located, and also tell the good story about our environment. The university believes that education is a right. Article 43 of our Constitution is education is right to everybody. Article 53 talks about primary education, which is free for everybody. Article 55 talks about youth empowerment, and you, the youth, the young and the old, you need to empower yourselves with knowledge, skills, and necessary attitudes to help you be better in your workplace. Article 55 talks about the marginalized, and hence the reason we are emphasizing on flexibility and affordability. We exist to create a transformative agenda for our learners to maximize on what we are offering. Our location is in the cyberspace. Our location is everywhere. So please take advantage of those opportunities that we are offering. We are defining higher education excuse me, through a model that breaks traditional barriers and offers high quality, flexible, and affordable learning. Whether you are in a remote area, you are balancing a job, or returning to school after many years, the university builds a very supportive journey for you. Our learner-centered approach ensures that your studies are not only accessible, but also aligned with the demands of today's job market and the needs for lifelong learning. I was reading the Star of 2 days ago, I think April 8th, and in the middle of the Star, and I brought it so that I can use it as part of my speech. There's a page there. Look at that page. Are you seeing it? It reads, "Farms to do away with call centers in future." And that is where AI is coming in, jobs of the future. And that is what the Open University is about. Opportunities for now, but also helping you create opportunities for the future. As you embark on this academic journey, joining us the fifth cohort, I urge you to take full advantage of the resources we are providing. Our learning platform is not only interactive and accessible, but also tailored to fit your modern dynamic lifestyle. I'm sure the Director ICT and others have talked to this quite at length. Learning at your own pace is one of the greatest strengths, but let me emphasize that flexibility demands commitment and accountability. It requires responsibility, discipline, focus, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. I want to ask you to work closely with our dedicated academic staff and your vibrant peer networks. Engage actively in your learning. Ask questions. When I came in, that is the agenda that was on the floor, asking that if you have any questions, bring them and we will be able to address them. Challenge some of the assumptions that might be going through. Seek knowledge, not only to pass exams, but to improve your life and uplift your community. I encourage you, each one of you, to become active ambassadors of the Open University of Kenya. Embrace this role with pride and purpose. Speak boldly and positively about your university. Because how you talk about OUK is how the world will perceive us. Uphold our values, excel in your conduct, and support one another as you rise. We are a university without fiscal walls, but we are grounded in deep values, integrity, innovation, equity, and excellence. Let these values guide you. Let your voice echo the spirit of the university, whether at home, in your community, in your workplace, or online spaces. Be our champion. Share your story. Highlight the advantages of learning at OUK. Inspire others to follow in your footsteps. Together, let us grow this university into a national and continental model of excellence in online learning. Encourage your peers. Post on social media good stories, good vibes. Invite friends and colleagues to join you. Whether you succeed, and when you succeed, OUK succeeds. And when you share your journey, you ignite a flame in someone else to begin theirs. Let this university not only shape your future, let it be your cause, your pride, your legacy. Once again, welcome to the Open University of Kenya. The road ahead is exciting, and it is my distinct honor to walk this journey with you. Asanteni sana na karibuni nyote. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much, BC, for that. I believe that being the first interaction you have with some of our students, because others are repeat students, I'm sure that our students may have a few questions for you before you leave. So allow us to take a round of questions. Anything that you may want to ask students before the BC goes.
Yes, please, you're welcome. You can ask, you can put your hand up and ask a question, or you can post onto the platform, the chat, which is open. Yeah. I'm reading the chat. Thank you very much for those who have sent messages over there. Good morning, VC. Thank you for the message. Thank you for the presentation. Very good. I appreciate all of you, and the messages are well taken. Thank you, Agnes, Victoria, Martin, Magdalene, Timothy, Nordine, Ezekiel, Shadrach, Nyakundi, Diana, Alan, Edwin, Albanas, all of you. I see the messages you've sent, and I thank you.
Any questions, students?
So any question, please, you can ask. Yes, there's a question. I'd like to know whether I'll be able to start classes before paying any tuition fees. Yes, that's a good question. Would you start before you pay any fees? Have you been enrolled? If you've already been enrolled, you will start your classes, but ensure that you pay the minimum required for the semester, which is about 10,000 or 11,000 Kenya shillings. Please pay that and then clear the rest as you continue. If you've already been enrolled, it means you can begin your classes. You continue as you look for the money. I hope I've answered you, Mr. Kennedy Akuno. There's another question there. Can I do a short course alongside my PhD? Yes, precisely. We have several short courses which are on offer, and those courses are on the website. You can do any of those short courses, and some are free. Two of them are free. I believe the registrar, Banis, and others will answer that. And we encourage you to do your short courses as you continue with the rest of your programs. And they are very affordable. They're about 10,000, 5 to 10,000 Kenya shillings, and you get your certificate and the skills that you need. The certificate will enable you to go out there and start looking for opportunities as you go through your other programs. And Jared is mentioning that yes, examination scheduled in very flexible mode, and once you're able to do your exam, if you don't come on board during one of the examination sessions, we give another session later where it's convenient for you to come and do your exam. There's another question here. We'll be reaching out for engagement with media to tell this inspiring story very well. Thank you, Njiru Kagundi. I hope the rapporteurs in this session, Banis, are taking notes of what the students are saying. Thank you very much, Njiru. We will be looking out for you, Nick Njiru. There's another question. I want to know about the self-paced. What self-paced is all about. Can I read and take exams without waiting for the set exam? Yes. Jared, go ahead and answer that question, please. You've answered it. Go ahead and answer it again. Expound on it. Tongaro. That question about self-paced, does that mean I can read and take exams without waiting for the set exam dates? Please answer that question. You've already answered it on the chat, but emphasize if you're able to. The director city.
Yeah, thank you, VC, for that. I just want to say that we have scheduled exams and they are flexible. Once the student has attained the milestones, then they can sit for the examination session, which is actually scheduled. And there will be many like that within a semester. Thank you.
How are the examinations conducted? There's another question there. Please answer that. Expound on it. Technology that we are using to deal with that, as Banis also comes in, and I don't know, is the registrar back? The registrar is representing the university in another ongoing forum here at CONSA, and I don't know if she's back. She can answer, but Banis, you can deal with that, your colleagues. Nani is in. Kimeto, Meto, if you can answer that question. How are examinations conducted? Barbara, are you in? Okay, Jared, go ahead.
Yeah, so for most examinations, they are done online. For now, I think that's how our schedules are. So the examinations are done online. Yeah.
Yeah, and we ensure that the authenticity of the examination is upheld, and hence our one of the principles of quality. So examinations, we take that very seriously. If you miss one of the examination sessions, we will allow you to sit in the next session without any penalty. There's no penalty if you don't sit an exam when it is scheduled. You can sit in the next schedule that comes. There's another question here, allowing us to study work while we are alone. Yes, you study while you are working. You study while you are doing other things in life. This is a university for everybody. It's a university for the working class, a university for the people at home who are doing other things, the university for entrepreneurs. It's a university for professionals. In the last graduation, we had vice chancellors graduating with postgraduate diplomas, the one-year program. We had CEOs of corporations graduating last year with postgraduate diplomas. So I'm encouraging you to tell the great story now that you yourself, you're already in. I want to know the earliest one can graduate, say, BS Agri-Tech and Food Systems. The programs, by nature, we have structured this in a manner that one is able to consume in small quantities. That's the nature of dealing with bigger problems. You divide it into components that you're able to deal with. So our programs for the undergraduate are divided into 8 semesters for purpose of managing. Okay, yearly after 4 years and then semesters. But once you complete the milestones in a semester, we don't stop you. We allow you to continue. We allow you to continue until you graduate. That is a flexibility we have infused into our program. So they are generally about four years for the undergraduate, 2 years for the master's, 1 year for the postgraduate, and at least 2 years for the PhD. And all these years are for purpose of managing the administrative component of this university. And therefore don't feel kind of blocked in terms of the speed at which you want to move. There's another question here. I want to know the earliest. Okay, is the university considering partnerships with industries or international institutions to enhance learning and job opportunities? Let me answer that question comprehensively by bringing a document which I'll read to you in a minute. Yes, students, in a minute. Now, we have shared several collaborations with international organizations. We recently signed an MOU with USAID, or rather an agreement, a contract. Unfortunately, that contract is now on hold for a while. But we anticipate that we'll continue with that project later on. We already signed an MOU with another university, the biggest university, open university in the world, in China, or it's actually Open University of China, one of the biggest. So we are collaborating in terms of programs sharing, as well as capacity building and student program. We have signed an MOU with IGNO, Indira Gandhi National Open University. We have signed MOU with the various polytechnics in the country. We have an MOU with county governments in this country, and several others to support us in offering programs such as nursing and agriculture. So that question is very good. And I want to emphasize that without such international exposure, then the university remains in its own cocoon. We are an international university fully, and we are exhibiting that character through the MOUs and engagements that we are having. There's another question. There's one, Jasper Obwaya. Before I allow you, let me deal with one more. Kindly, ICT department, speed up admissions. Yes, this is very well noted, and we will ensure that is done. Please, that Shadrach Nakadio has asked that question. I'd like to know whether you have the books, reference materials in the library, hard copies and soft copies. Yes, the answer is been given by the director ICT. We have both hard copies. If you come to the university, you will touch some of the books that you are using for reference. But the digital space is where we operate, and we have subscribed to hundreds of thousands of digital multimedia digital content, both in book format as well as in papers and journals. So I am encouraging you to visit our digital library. You, as a student, you have access and sample through the content and the materials that has been given there. We are members of CLISC, that is the consortium for library association in this country, and we have access to millions of reading materials, as well as open resource materials exist there. There's a question, I'm allowing you just in a short while. There's a question from a request we plan for interactions with hands-on experts in various fields. Yes, Njiru, that is lined up for some of the programs, like Bachelor of Agri-Technology and Food Systems, Bachelor of BSc Nursing. You will have, of course, hands-on experience. But all of your students, all of you, without exception, there is a component for attachment where we'll be requiring you to go out there and get attachment in an institution which is relevant to your area of interest, and we'll come and assess you how you are faring on in that particular exercise. So you are right in that particular comment. There is a question. Short courses for certificate take how long? Thank you very much. It's been answered. 2 weeks to 12 weeks, and that is really depending on the kind of course that you are doing. So in 2 weeks' time, you'll have your certificate, or in just less than 3 months, you'll also have your qualifications. Thank you. There is a great opportunity for, I saw on the courses, there is an option for credit transfers. How is this applicable in terms of those taking PhD? The credit transfer for now is modeled around the traditional university, but we are changing that so that even PhD candidates can be considered for credit transfer. We'll explore that. We'll explore it. It is a good point. PhD credit transfer. The answer, although Jared has said no, let us think about it. Will give you a comprehensive answer to that particular question that you've asked. Credit transfer for PhD, because we have to do it within the visions of the Commission for University Education. How and where are the graduations conducted? How and where are the graduations conducted? That's a good question. Last year, we graduated online as well as physical. We conducted the graduation here at the Konza Technopolis, where I'm making the presentation from. And a few students joined online, but the entire world was online with us. So we were able to stream live on some of the media stations, but also on our YouTube channels, as well as social media channels. So the graduation is blended. There's another question. I wish there was a way there could be like once per semester physical meetup for students, even per class, on both field and result. Yes, that is there, and will give you an opportunity to come and meet with us either here in Konza or any other place that we will inform you. So the answer for Timothy's second question is yes, an emphatic yes. We'll provide for that opportunity within the period you are here. Number 3, accessing the Konza Technocity is never that easy at the main entrance. How will we be introducing ourselves as students? There will be an introduction, an identification card given to you, and the Director ICT can actually give you a specific answer to that. Accessing the Konza Technopolis City will give you a badge or an identification card, which you will use as a student. Physical location of OUK, the Open University is located at the Konza Technopolis, and you just would find us from the Google map, and there are quite a lot of accessible mechanisms of arriving here. Through the express lane, you get into public transport, and on your way to Malili, you jump out just before you alight at Malili. So we have quite regular public transport to the Open University. We also have a bus. Oh, students, we have a bus, a brand new bus. I wish I can show you the photograph from here. That bus is available for both staff and students. If you're a student and you are in town and you see our bus, stop it and get in, and we'll bring you to campus. So very soon we'll do a schedule on how the bus can be used by both staff and students when the need arises. There is another question. Thank you. Honest Law UK is blending perfectly with the current digital ecosystem globally, which provide tremendous interest. Thank you very much for that. How are end semester examinations conducted? Online or physical? Examination conducted online. And if at one point you miss an exam, as I've said, you will be given another chance. As many chances as you are available, and the examination session is there. You will do your exam. kindly work on short courses, especially certification that is not available. Yes, thank you. We'll enhance that. And also, in a short while, we'll be giving some brief comments about each of the short courses that is available online. Alan Wanyonyi is confirming that he has the university identification card already and he easily accesses the concert Technopolis without a problem. Thank you for coming to our aid, Alan. Thank you. I'm still waiting for approval on the registration. That has already been provided. An answer has been provided to you. There's another question here. Okay, let me ask Jasper Obuaya. Please go ahead and ask your question. Jasper, your hand has been up, and sorry for keeping you waiting for a while. Jasper, proceed.
No problem. Thank you, Professor, for the wonderful speech that you gave. It is a very encouraging speech to the rest of us and to every Kenyan listening to this. I have a follow-up question around the examination that was asked earlier. A student mentioned that they can do the exams earlier than the rest of the students. And my question is, what are the chances that a person who does exams earlier does not transfer that information to a student who is yet to sit for that exam?
Okay, thank you. Jasper, that's a very good question. I'll give you a response and other colleagues who are here may add on that. See, let me give you a scenario where you can do an examination earlier than others. If, like now, you're the pioneer students, which course are you doing?
I'm pursuing masters in data science.
Very good, masters in data science. Now, you are in first year, then next year you're doing your project. For your case, you would find that the pace at which you're moving, you are setting the pace because you're the first one in this program. So there is a likelihood that you will continue being the first in doing exams until you finish. But others who are joining the same course next year, okay, and they are in their first semester, and we are offering first semester exams as a way of enabling those who failed to do the exam to do, because it's a flexible mode study. You will be in second year, but we're offering an examination for the first year students. You see, you are in second year, but you're doing examinations which you failed to do in first year, isn't it? Yes. The other students who have enrolled in first year are eligible to do that exam if they have covered the material for the first semester. You can see that. That is an example, a practical example, where those who are behind you can actually catch up with you and will do the exam, because there's nobody who stops you so long as you've done your coursework and you've done all the exams. Yes, Maurice, you can mute for a while and we'll allow you to speak after. Then the other question you're asking is about, you talked about examination. What was the other question?
It was just about
yes, examination banks, exactly. Others, that's a good one, and we have mitigated it very well. We have developed an examination bank, and even in the same examination going on, you will be doing different questions from the next person to you, but of the same type of strength and hardness or complexity. We have experts here. Our lecturers have expertise in setting questions for a specific skill that are of the same complexity and difficulty. So that now from the examination bank, you will be sitting for different exams, but of the same complexity, and assessment will be the same. So we have ensured that mechanism is in place, and we are not talking about theory. That is what we practice here at the Open University of Kenya. Any colleague who wants to emphasize that very important point? Any of my colleagues, please, if you want to emphasize what I've said, if there's anything that I've not mentioned that you want to say about questions, yes. Very well, thank you. Dominic Ongaro. Dominic, please go ahead and shoot your question. Put on your mic. Put on your mic. Put on your mic, Dominic. We're yet to hear you. Yeah, now do it again. Open, unmute. You unmute again. Just press once and you're okay. Now talk. Put on the volume on your mic there. Jared, can you help Dominic? Now we can hear you, yes, Dominic. Speak. Okay. The director ICT, come to the aid of Dominic as I look at the chart. My question, how do you as master students be attached to private public institutions to gain practical experience? Yes, even master students will require you, if they, depending on your curriculum, there are aspects where you will be required to write thesis or a project. And in that case, you will be interacting with the public, you'll be interacting with other institutions so that you collect data, so that you're able to anchor your research or study on a practical environment. So the answer is yes. Kind of elaborate more about project phases for postgraduate students. How does the university go about this? That's a good question. I've already answered, but let me emphasize that every student, every postgraduate student will be attached to a professor. Every postgraduate student will have to walk the journey with a supervisor, and the supervisor will guide you on various aspects on how to carry out your research. There will be a gradebook where the supervisor will be engaging you on to confirm that everything is recorded. And we may call a gradebook for masters, but there will be a documentation that will be generated as you walk the journey with your supervisor. There will be milestone presentations at every stage. You will be required to present a paper or present your research process or progress, and that will be graded. And normally for a master's, there are about up to 6 milestones that you must achieve. Initially, after your first semester, you will be expected to start thinking about the topic of your study, the topic of interest, and that will be part of one of the courses on research methods. And then thereafter, you make a presentation. From the presentation, you develop the proposal. After develop the proposal, it's approved by a committee, and then you start doing your research, and that research will go through another set of 3 milestones which you must present. The first milestone on whether you've achieved the structure of your thesis, the second milestone on how far you've gone data collection and reporting, and maybe the final milestone is on whether you achieved the objectives of your study. So definitely that is a very elaborate process, and we ensure that we carry it out meticulously. Thank you for that question. It came from Banis and team. Banis, are you there? Banis?
Yes, Prof, I'm here.
Yeah, I hope
here.
there is somebody doing rapporteuring besides recording of all the questions which are being raised on the chat and the answers we are giving, even those who are airing them like Jasper and others. I hope that is being done.
Yes.
Yes, so that we do a report at the end for all the students to gain from this. Those who didn't come will gain from the experience of those who are online right now. There is another question. I have a concern about the sequence of delivery of these modules. Like in data science, we have 4 modules in semester 1, and I choose to start with one module, and the rest I choose to start with different modules. How is the end exam going to be scheduled in this case? Yes, you see, we have divided, as I've mentioned, we have divided the program, data science specifically, I think that's the one you're asking, data science, into 8 semesters for purpose of managing, for administration. And each semester, there are courses that you're doing about. At the end of the day, you have a number of courses that you're doing for every semester. Now, for you to do an exam, you must fulfill the requirements of that course. And examinations are set per course. Right? Examinations are set per course. Let me explain why. A student does course 101 introduction to data science and fails to meet the required mark, and wants to do the course later on, you will find it when next offered as a unit, as a course standing alone on its own. And another student passes the course together with others and progresses, and you'll meet other courses which are being examined. So the sequencing is per course, but of course there are prerequisites for certain programs, or rather certain semesters. 101, 102, which are related, you need to complete the fundamentals, for example, of 101 for you to proceed to 102. Think of probability and statistics 1 and probability and statistics 2. You may find it very difficult to do probability and statistics 2 for the first time if you have not done probability and statistics 1, which teaches you the fundamentals of statistics and probability. So that sequencing is informed by expert advice, and we believe that it is to help the learner get incremental accumulation of knowledge in a more meaningful way than being haphazard by saying you can do things haphazardly. But there are courses which you can match, you can pick at your own time when you are available and when you want to do them, and there is no prerequisite. For those courses, we have no problem. You do them, and when the examination is offered, you do the exam. That's the flexibility of the Open University. Yeah. If I have not satisfactorily answered your question, please go ahead and shoot it when you start your courses with your lecturer. It can be answered further. But if I have, you can say so on the chat. That was from Dominic Ongaro. Okay, Dominic Ongaro. So that's a good question, and we can expound on it further. But I hope I've tried. How do you ensure the integrity of the examinations? Does the system have proctoring? Yes, and that has been answered by the director ICT. How long may it take to review and respond to credit transfer submission requests in a bachelor's in agri-technology course? This is depend on yourself. Once you put a request, the turnaround time for such requests is normally within 24 hours. You will engage with the lecturer or the dean or the head of department within that period, and thereafter the time is really, clockwork. How long may it take to review? That's great transfer. Peter. Yeah, good. Sir, we are on the best academic environment, and now is captain of his past. My request kind of sustained. My request is the staff-student communication. It will determine, yes, staff-student communication. Deans who are here, are the deans on the platform? We have deans on the platform. I can see Benjamin Wambua. There's a question there for you, making sure that you sustain the discussion or the coordination between yourself and the students. I can see Jay Sang, another dean. I can see Kefa Chisire, head of department. I can see Laura Mamuli, head of department. I can see Milgo, another head of department. I can see several lecturers who are online. And is there a lecturer who wants to confirm to the students that, yes, we shall continue having an engagement on regular basis with our students to ensure that the learning is effective and any questions they have are addressed? I can see Anne Jag is there. Several lecturers are online. I think almost all our lecturers are online. Can I ask any of the lecturers to buttress my point? Or head of department or dean, any of the academic members of staff. Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. It's our culture to continue engaging our students continuously when there are issues to be addressed. Even if there are no issues, we convene meetings, we'll be organizing meetings to communicate university agenda, address students' concerns on a regular basis. Concerning credit transfer and exemption, the policy has been developed. I believe it's ready for implementation, and we are going to work on that, sir. We want to promise our students the best in terms of communications and engaging learners, engagements. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Wambua, for that answer. There is a question which has been answered by the Director ICT, that how do you ensure that there is continued direct communication, and the director has answered that question very well. Let me see if there is any other question we have not answered. Student masters in cybersecurity, when are we likely to graduate? Yes, there's a student there, masters in cybersecurity. Dean Kiratu, kuna swali pale. Could you like to answer it? I'm a first year student, masters in cybersecurity. When are we likely to graduate? Yes, by the that's good, Jared. That's a very good answer. By the end of next year, because you began this year at the beginning, next year you will be graduating, because it's a 2-year program. Let me see. Is any question I've answered? Colleagues, if there's any question, please, can you answer it? There were quite a number of them, quite many coming in very short, in high droves. So please, colleagues, answer any of the questions which I have not addressed online. All the colleagues who are here, can you answer the questions we have not addressed on my behalf? Please, pick one and answer it. Very well. Thank you very much. I think the questions have been answered. Is there any other question that you want the VC to answer, or his team? Mercy, go ahead. Mercy Kirui, your hand is up. Please shoot your question.
Hi, how are you? There's a question that has not, I didn't hear the response in one of the chats that a student has asked, and it's my concern as well, that about the number of PhD students. So last week we were asking, and are we going to get enough supervisors, or are you going to get supervisors from other institutions? What's the current situation? Because we never got an answer on the same, and I can see it has been repeated twice on the chat.
Very good, very good. The university, the Open University, has recruited high caliber staff to help us in delivery of our various curricula. And these members of staff, ranging from in lecturer grade, senior lecturer, associate professor to full professor, have been drawn from institutions which are of credible nature within the country and even beyond. Some of the professors we are engaging are coming from institutions outside the country because of the interests that we have, and we believe there are special skills that we are looking for. So you will be assigned a supervisor who is either from the Open University or an adjunct professor who has been given the credentials to come and teach for us. So any of the supervisors we are going to give you will be somebody who is either a full-time member of staff or a member of staff on contract basis, long-term contract, or an adjunct professor. An adjunct professor is basically a member of staff serving here, but also serving elsewhere in a manner that is within the law. So the answer is that we'll assign you a professor or a supervisor who is highly qualified with requisite experience and ability to take you through the process. I don't know whether that is satisfactory. Do you, Mercy, would you like to continue
Thank you so much.
engaging?
That's quite elaborate and satisfactory. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Professor Mlando, I can see you've joined the meeting. You can go ahead and say hi to your students.
Yeah, thank you so much, VC. I'm very sure those, and we'd also like to appreciate Vice Chancellor for the speech that you gave. I didn't catch the speech, but I have listened through the many responses you have made to the students the moment I managed to join. And for the students, good afternoon. For those of us who joined the very first meeting we had on orientation, I'm very sure we had a session together. And The following sessions, which culminate with the session that we are having currently, I'm very sure have been very productive, have been very useful, and we are now getting ready and setting ourselves up to begin our studies at the Open University of Kenya. But one thing, just like the Vice Chancellor has indicated, that I would like to let each one of us know is that we are available, we are ready to take care of you, each one of you, walk the journey with you, and do not hesitate at any one given time to ask when you need help. And I'm very sure Prof. Wambua, representing the deans of schools and HODs, has also given a word and also just indicated that we will be available for you as students. So feel free, and once again, welcome to the Open University of Kenya, and wish each one of you well. Thank you, Vice Chancellor.
Thank you so much, Professor Mlando, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic Affairs. Professor Christopher Cheken, did you manage to join? I left you with the council members. Are you in? He's busy handling the council affairs, so we can excuse him. Who else has just joined? We welcome you. For one reason or another, the Registrar, Academic Affairs. You are representing the university in the handover ceremony of the Kenya Advanced Institute of Science and Technology just across. Are you now in? Have you joined? Okay, she hasn't, which is okay. Over to you, Benis. Let me see. There are new questions come. Sorry, a few questions have come. And colleagues, would you like to help me answer the questions? Please. There is one question here. How is academic year structured? When do semesters begin, end? Professor Mlando, please answer that question. How is academic year structured? When do semesters begin and end? There's another question. The numbers of okay, that has already been answered, I think. Jackson. Yes, please, Professor Mlando, would you like to answer that question?
Thank you so much. That is Agnes. I was just checking through the chats. That is Agnes Gasheru, whom I'm very sure has asked that question on behalf of many others. The Open University of Kenya runs throughout the year. We do long breaks by virtue of the fact that we are online. So we actually run sessions that begin after every 3.5 months to 4 months, we begin another session. And to make it even much easier for the students, we offer our exams every 2 months. So that helps you to be able to cover the content that is available depending on the structure of your many other life activities. And when you are ready, you then take the exams as they are offered. And this communication will be made frequently to students, and you get to organize yourself. So every 3.5 to 4 months, we have a new session beginning. So it is you to organize yourself and get to know how you move through this. However, for those who may wish to take short breaks for whatever reason, because we also acknowledge the fact that we are flexible, we allow you the space to also take short breaks. Ensure that that is also done formally. Do not just take off and come back. The Vice Chancellor did say that despite the fact that we are open, we must operate within a certain structure. To help us serve you better, when you step out, inform us that you have stepped out and indicate when you're likely to come back, so that within our record, we know when you are stepping out and when you're coming back, to also facilitate you either to complete your coursework or to take the exams, especially when they are next offered. I think that answers it. Agnes, I hope that works well for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. There are two questions. There are two questions which have been posted on the chat. One is, as semester maybe pay all fee balance? I think the answer is there's that question there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, please. Yes, please answer that question,
Oh,
Professor.
yeah. Okay, thank you. That is by Rael Master, again on
Yes.
behalf of many others. By virtue of our flexibility at the Open University of Kenya, we don't insist that you must pay all the fee at the beginning. But we would really appreciate if you made an effort as a student, pay some amount of money that would enable you begin the program, particularly as given within the system. So once you pay that little money, we then trust you the way we have also, you have entrusted us to you, entrusted yourself to us. We then trust you to be able to keep updating your payments from time to time, so that by the time a session ends or a year ends or your study at the Open University of Kenya ends, you have paid up all the required fees. So it will now be your responsibility as the student to keep topping up the fees that you have paid to the university as guided using the fee structure that has been provided. So pay something little and then begin your classes, but honor your commitment of paying up your fees. For those students who enrolled, this is Karari. For those students who enrolled a bit late and missed on the orientation, particularly on how to use the systems and SOMAs, how do we go about this? Could the recorded Zoom meetings also be shared to us to catch up? That is true. They will be shared. And through the ICT department, Dr. Ngaro is here as the team lead for that particular department, the director. He will guide you. There will be platforms and forums within which this information will be shared, and even through your deans and HODs and even the program academic leaders of the various programs will guide you on that. So do not be worried about that. That information will be available. And the learner support team from the admissions team and the ICT team also are always available to help you whenever you need to catch up with anything that you may have missed out on. So do not worry. So that was Karari then. Agnes acknowledges that she did get the response. Thank you, Agnes. Then Momanyi says, how will, sorry, Momanyi says, how will one be able to collect their certificate if they are taking a course from abroad and maybe they are not in a position to jet back for physical collection of the certificate? Just like we said, you don't have to attend the graduation physically by virtue of you being where you are. We do appreciate that. We have come up with a process within the university and we are working through that. We already have our first set of graduates and graduates, and we have worked through a process where we are going to see how you can get your certificate. So as you draw closer to that moment, definitely work through with the admissions office, examinations office, and the registrar's office to ensure that you get the needed guidance for you to be able to know the process through which you will receive your certificate. So that should not worry you. We have now begun. Get started. That will definitely be sorted out. So Momanyi, I hope that sounds okay for you. Then we have another question by Obwaya. He says, Jasper, if one wishes to defer studies, what is the process steps to be taken? I did indicate that would allow you to step in and out, and you must inform us. So there are processes in place. For anyone who would wish to do that, kindly write officially to them, to the Registrar Academic Affairs, and you'll be given the guidance on what steps you need to do as you step in and step out. So sometimes we don't want to keep talking about deferring because we are in an open learning space, but we say you step in and step out because you have that liberty, given that we are working and learning in an online space. So that is provided for. Reach out to the registrars when need arises. Then Rosalind Chep says, there are so many good short courses suitable for us. Could you please subsidize the fees for your registered students? Thank you, Rosalind, for bringing that up. That is something we could consider. I'm sure that has been taken note of by the
I can
admission.
answer that. Yes, we shall give you. We shall give you a discount. A discount. to be given to students who are registered and they want to do short courses. As the chief executive, I've said yes, the answer is yes. How much? We will give you an answer later on. Just start enrolling. Professor, continue.
Okay, thank you. So for that clarification, Vice Chancellor. Then our next question there from Michael Mokoshi. And Michael says, on this, kindly help us also understand how classes are structured. Somebody had asked about the academic, how the classes are structured. You will definitely receive what we call a learning schedule or facilitation schedule. And on that schedule, particularly for the undergraduate students, by virtue of our flexibility, we offer an opportunity for you to attend live sessions early mornings, and a similar session again is carried out in the evenings. But in event you're unable to attend either of the sessions, recordings are always provided. And those recordings will be posted on our learning management systems, and guidance is given by our various course facilitators on what is expected of us. So always keep tag with all the information and the posting that is made on our learning management system, just to ensure that we keep up with any news notices that are given in our classes. So that should not be a worry. However, what is most important, even as we think about that particular schedule, and I'm very sure your course facilitators, when you had meetings with your schools, may have mentioned this. The way our content is organized within the learning management system is such that you actually can go through that content on your own, read through probably the bits of notes or information that is provided, listen probably to the videos, look at any activities you need to do, any tasks you need to do, and do each one of them. That will also help you to move in a manner that would allow you not to miss any aspect of that particular content. And if you went through the content on your own in such a manner, there are always discussion forums and other opportunities that your course facilitators will expose you to, where you can either interact with them personally or interact with them as a class to be able to catch up in areas you may not have understood very well that require clarity, or whenever you have your synchronous sessions or the live online sessions like the one we are having right now. So keep tag with your course facilitators. I'm sure they'll give you more information on how each of those classes will be conducted and how each of those will be done as the learning session progresses. So that was a question by, I think I asked.
There's another one. There's another question. They're very important question. Is a year at OUK means 2 semesters or 3 semesters? A very good question. I think you've answered it, but you can emphasize the continuous enrollment, which we cohort at the end of a period of maybe 2 or 3 months. Please answer that question kindly. Is a year at OUK 2 semesters or 3 semesters or 4 semesters? And please go ahead, Prof.
Okay. Let me say, our year is organized in 2 learning sessions of approximately 4 months, all right? And that will be determined definitely by when a session begins and when it is supposed to end. However, because of our online learning nature, we don't take the very many long breaks that many other universities do. For example, traditionally, many universities will take breaks between May and August. That period, we allow learning to carry on. And that is why we are saying a program that may be scheduled in terms of structure for 4 years, a student can complete it under the 4 years. By virtue of you continuously learning and being able to go through your work without feeling constrained with the time because of having to travel to campus away and look for accommodation. So usually we'll have 3 learning sessions within a year, and learning goes on throughout that period. However, you can complete a year. For example, you may begin in January. If you began in January, you actually can complete your academic year in July, August, in about August, all right? And begin another year from September to December as you move on to the following calendar year. So we don't go by the calendar years per se to determine when a year is. We go by what we call an academic year, which has 2 main learning sessions. So organize yourself accordingly so that whenever we have a new learning session beginning, then you ask yourself, do you want to carry on? Do you want to take a break? But again, when you're taking a break, we have said make that official so that we are aware you have taken a break or you have stepped out for whatever reason. All right, how many units are allowed for the first semester to be done? And Dr. Ongaro has answered that very adequately, all as per the curriculum. So your lecturers or your facilitators per course will guide you on what the expectations of your curriculum are in terms of the number of courses you must do, and so those courses are also organized in unit form. So they will give you all that information as the semester begins, but that is as per the curriculum, and the curriculums may vary, and so we don't want to definitely talk about that in this particular meeting. Reach out to your deans, that will be done, but the answer there is all as per your curriculum as indicated by Dr. Ongaro, the ICT director. Thank you for that. Appreciations for the
bursaries,
bursaries
and
a
help.
question on
Can
bursaries?
you...
Yes, I've seen it.
Yes, sir.
Help, bursaries, funding. Say something about that. For students who have come on board, through COOPS placement, the mainstream government placement mode, usually they are eligible for both help and scholarships or funding from the university fund. But those who come on board, as we have come on board, particularly this particular set of students, you are eligible to help loans and bursaries based on how your case will be assessed. And we will have help officers speaking to us. We thought they would be there available this morning, but they are engaged. And so we have requested for another session. So let us be on the lookout on our notices for more information so that we are able to get definite information on how we are going to work out issues of help, bursaries, and any other funding that is available. However, we also do encourage you through your county governments and any other levels of governance within the regions where you come from. Usually there are available scholarships and bursaries. Also apply, provided you identify yourself as a student, and if any identification from the university is required, kindly reach out to our Office of the Registrar Academic Affairs, and I'm sure they'll give you the needed guidance in order to be able to apply for the various scholarships and funding that is available away from the government available facilities. So let us look out. Could be next week or next week but one. We will get officers from help who are going to speak to us and enlighten us more on what facilities are available for us to help us fund our education. Is bursary accepted for master's students? If you get a bursary, that is accepted. But in terms of help, for help, a lot of times help usually will give loans to master's and PhD students. But if you are lucky, you will get a scholarship. The scholarships are usually very limited. But again, that you can always apply, and we can always write a reference letter to confirm that you're a student at the Open University of Kenya. And if you are considered, then you can get that. So help usually also has scholarships for masters and PhD students. But in terms of the loans, you can actually always get a loan very easily, particularly if you are employed. Help will also be very facilitative. But we will get more information from the help officers when they come on board, either next week or next week but one. Is there any other? How is an academic year structured when semesters? No, I think I answered that. Let me go to the end. Are you having scholarships? With time, we will have the scholarships. Currently, the only scholarships we could offer, and I'll also request the Vice Chancellor to take up from there, but currently the only scholarships we could offer is where, as we move and grow as a university, if we identify you as one student who is doing very well academically, and you are also spreading out your wings in other areas, like we have a growing innovation student community, a very strong one. If you are able to contribute in all these areas, then a scholarship could be considered on some of those, on the basis of some of those areas. So currently we may not say we have one, but there are issues that we actually can consider. Vice Chancellor, maybe you could also chip in on that.
Yeah. Dr. Kirato, are you in so that you can talk about the EdTech Africa project, which is offering opportunities for movement of students to the United States for a few weeks, as we also exchange with those there to our university for a few weeks. Are you there? Dr. Kirato, are you able to? Yes, can you say something about, because those are some of the opportunities which are lingering around the concept of scholarship. Yeah, please say something and then I will conclude later about it.
Yeah, thank you, BC. We are exploring options for our students to get funding through various funding bodies. We have the ongoing tech initiative, which unfortunately has been put on hold. It was meant to be funded by the US government, but we are hoping very soon it will be back on hold. But also as a school, we are also evaluating other options. We are on the lookout for other funding opportunities that will benefit even our students. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much for that. Yes, we had a very good contract with EdTech Africa, a US-based government, or rather US-based company, that had already agreed to offer mobility opportunity to our students in data science to the United States of America in exchange for their students also to come from there in several universities in the US. So that's something which we haven't given up. I hope it will be reopened soon. But the question I want to address is that of opportunities for support to our students. There are quite a number. All I would ask is for you to look out in the various sites which are credible and put a case for yourself, and then give us the information for us to support you further. But also, as already mentioned by my colleagues, we are looking out for opportunities which will give us support to our programs so that then we reduce the fees. Further, we're already talking about affordable fees of about 1/3 of what the classical universities are charging. But if we have opportunities to support programs development and the cost of running the university, we will definitely be reducing our fees significantly. So look out for that. And as a university, we are very optimistic. We are very aggressive in this particular space. So within the next few months, we talk about months here. We don't talk about years. We will be able to see whether even the fees we charge can be reduced in subsequent years. So that's one way of offering you scholarships indirectly. If we fund our program development efforts, then we'll be able to reduce the fees. And that is kind of a scholarship indirectly to all of you. Then there is another question about troubleshooting. Yes, I think that's well answered by the director. Troubleshooting is a continuous process, and Morabu and team will be available from time to time as per the schedule that will be given to you to come and help you go through the SOMAs and other learning techniques on the various options that we have. Then there's something I want to mention here. Within 1 year of our existence, we have already been recognized by a credible institution. Look at that. It is written, I read for you. ICT Value Awards Gala Dinner. This is an award which was given to the Open University of Kenya by the ICT Association of Kenya, Information Communication Technology Association of Kenya. This is the de facto professional body for all computing and ICT people in the country. and they recognized the Open University and awarded us the number one, the best Digital Education Excellence Award. This one. That was last year in December. Last year, December. In 1 year of existence, we have the best digital technology in the country, and we were given this award through a competitive evaluation process. So you are in the right hands. You are in the right university, University of the future. The university in your hands anytime, anywhere. As you do other things, you have your university with you. So this is a confirmation of what we are talking about in terms of our technology. Thank you. Now, if there are no further questions, thank you, Isaiah and Victoria, for the applause. If there are no further questions, I want to ask that I hand over to the Master of Ceremony. Banis, over to you.
Thank you very much, Vice Chancellor, for that very insightful VC's address. And thank you, DVC Academic Affairs, for reassuring us that our students are in good hands. And I trust that now we are a more knowledgeable group, and we have the confidence that OUK will give us what we are looking for. I want to appreciate our students for staying on the session from 9 o'clock. And I am sure that you have seen it was a worthy cause. I appreciate my colleagues for being in this session and following through to respond to questions. At this juncture, I would like one of the students of the male gender, preferably, to give us a word of prayer as we close. And after which, I want to trust that we will all be there in the learning platform next week on Monday, as Jared has indicated. So can we have a volunteer, please? A volunteer to give us a word of closing prayer.
We can sing the national anthem, all of us together. Please, let's proceed.
Could I pray, please?
Yes, go ahead. Wetu Kenya istahili heshima, tuungane pamoja kazini, kila siku tuwe na shukrani. Thank you very much. Congratulations, everybody. Thank you, Jared, for playing the national anthem, which in itself is all the very best, and wish you well. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Uilinde Jumuiya Afrika Mashariki tu
tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu. Uzalendo pia mshikamano viwe msingi wa umoja wetu, na tulinde uhuru na amani, mila zetu na desturi zetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu. Viwandani na hata mashambani, tufanye kazi sote kwa makini, tujitoe kwa hali na mali, tuijenge jumuiya bora. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde,